Hello everyone! Today we are talking about color swatching, and if you don't know what that is, it's when you take a bunch of colors and mix them together to see what they'll turn out into, and then you put them into layers, so that way you can easily look back and see, oh, Phthalo Blue with Ultramarine makes this color. So we're going to do that today, and I'm going to show you with my new Schminke watercolors how that works. I say Schmink in the video, but it's actually pronounced Schminke, so enjoy. Also, you'll see this is a very messy palette, but one time it wasn't, and you'll see it when it was all clean and new when I first started out. So enjoy. Oh, and also I wanted to note, I'm not doing time lapses for this. So it is a long drawn out process, which is why it's like 18-19 minutes. So if you need to scroll through or put it on fast play, you can totally do that. I watched it again while I was like doing dishes and making cards, so you can have it on in the background. If you want a fast process though, this video probably isn't for you. So I got some Ochre, however you say that, Schminke colors. I got Alizarin Crimson, Transparent Ochre, Cadmium Yellow Lemon, Cobalt Turquoise, Ultramarine Finest, and Phthalo Blue. And I'm going to make a color swatch on here so you can see how they make each different thing together. So I'm using my new watercolor palette that I got in Italy at an art store close to the Pantheon. And I'm also using my new watercolor Schminke set, so very exciting day. Oh, look how bright that is. That's beautiful. So I am going to do the rule of keeping the warms on this side and then the cools on this side. So I'm going to start with the blues right here. What's your favorite kind of blue? I think I like Phthalo the best, but I'm curious how the Ultramarine is going to look in this new brand. I've only used Reeves watercolor before, and I saw my favorite artist using the Schminke brand, so I really wanted to try it. Alright, so now I'm going to wet my brush and just do one of each color across here, and then I'm going to go down and mix. So you'll see how as I go. Wow, that's bright. I love it. I'm just going to get the extra off right here so I can mix it later on. And I have to wipe off my brush very well so that I can get a pure pigment of the transparent ochre. This one's a little bit dry. There we go. I like that earthy brown. Then swatch it and rinse it. And this is our Alizarin Crimson. These colors are so vibrant compared to Reeves. It's not even funny. All right, ready for the blues. And swatch. This is the Ultramarine. And finally, the Cobalt Turquoise. This, as well as the ochre, was a little bit dry coming out of the tube. But look at that color. I want to do a seascape now. So I'm now going to do a layer of cad yellow, mixing each of these. So you'll see I'm doing the cad yellow and yellow ochre in this puddle, then cad yellow and the Alizarin Crimson in here, and I'll say cad yellow on here so that you can see this is the color I'm mixing with each of these. So now I'm going to take my cad yellow puddle and I'm going to take the yellow ochre, and I obviously need a lot more of the yellow ochre. So I'm just going to rinse off my brush and take a bit of that yellow ochre too. I'm trying for a 50-50 mix. It looks like it's a little more heavy on the yellow ochre, so I am going to add just some cad yellow straight on there. And now it looks more like 50-50 because that yellow is definitely tinted with the ochre. Then I'm going to let it dry and move on to the next one, which is Alizarin Crimson and the cad yellow. All right, so you'll see I added the cad yellow to each of those, and they're different shades, right, from the pure colors. So now I'm going to take the yellow ochre and I'm going to mix that with each of them. I just gotta say I'm loving these earthy tones that the ochre is mixing up. I really love earthy tones, and it's just really toning down that vibrant color and making it this beautiful nature-like color. I'm definitely going to use yellow ochre when I'm mixing my colors. All right, now on to the Alizarin Crimson. So Alizarin Crimson and cad yellow. Also, for an easy way to swatch, you'll see that taking out the Alizarin Crimson, you have 5 circles. So however many swatches you're doing, I'm gonna do 5 little circles of this Alizarin Crimson, and then just add the color I need to it. And I'm not using a lot of water, so this is going to be a pretty dry pigment. I'll just
take some extra off right here that I can use later. So then I have the 5 already prepared, so I can just take that cad yellow, which I took a little too much, still a little too much, and add it to that red. So you'll see with that Alizarin Crimson, I got some beautiful purples mixing with those blues. And now I'm working on the yellow and phthalo mixing, and that's gonna make some really vibrant greens. I'm interested to see how the Phthalo Blue's gonna match with these other 2 blues. What kind of blues we'll get from that, so we'll see. So my fault, but I should have made 7 going down because I only made 6, and you'll see I have 6 swatches, which was my sample colors, and then I started on this line doing the cad yellow. So I actually only have 1 more line, but 2 more colors left to swatch with the other ones. So I'm actually gonna skip Ultramarine because I've used it a lot. I know how it mixes with the other colors. If you want to see Ultramarine mixed with other colors, just look it up on YouTube. There's going to be other videos out there. But I'm going to mix the turquoise, the Cobalt Turquoise, with those other colors because I have not actually had a watercolor that looks like that. So I'm very curious to see how it plays with the other colors. And that is it. So I'm just going to take my micron pen and write in cad yellow, like that, and so on down the line. All right, so now that I did my color mixing swatches, I'm now going to go over to here and do shading. So shading from light to dark to see how the tones work. Just monochromatic, we're going to go through, do cad yellow only, transparent ochre only, but we're doing values. So the value of light to dark for each one. And then down here, I'm gonna do a bonus of Perylene Green. This is a special green that I got that looked really moody and pretty. So we're gonna do some swatches down here, and you'll see I did 7 circles. So we're gonna do Perylene Green only, and then swatch it with each of the other colors that I have. So you'll see I mix up a nice swatch of yellow, and then I'm going to dip my brush into the water and get most of it off to start off the light yellow color. Then as I head into the middle range, I can now put my brush in to get more pigment, which is going to make it darker, a darker value. As I head over to the very darkest value, I'm going to just put my whole brush into that puddle of yellow with hardly any water to get that intense yellow color. I'm using a small brush here for control, even though this is a larger space. All right, there we go. Rinse off my brush super good, and I am going to change out the watercolor because that yellow is going to mix into everything. So now I'm just doing the same thing, just with the transparent ochre. Just hardly any pigment on my brush, and I'm actually not even going to put it on here. I'm just going to dip it straight into the puddle. You'll see I'm doing it wet on wet, so that way it blends nicely. You're going for darker values as you go along. Till finally it's almost straight pigment. Hardly any water. All right, so you'll see there's some blooms going into the other blue, but that's okay. This is just a value sketch. So now I can see like the light to dark, and now I'm gonna start on the Paraline green and mix those colors up. So I'm gonna get my 6 little dots of color, and I can actually put it right into this yellow. Oh, that might have been too much green on it. It was. Okay, let's try this. There we go. So here's Cad Yellow and Paraline Green together. Then here is Ochre and Paraline Green together. Okay, a bland color. I don't really like that. All right, let's try the red. Oh, makes a nice gray. I think if I add some more green, it would be a 50-50 gray. So let's try that. Ooh, yeah, I like that. It's a very mossy, gothic look. What's next? We have Phthalo. I need to add some more green to these. They're looking too much one-sided. There we go. That's more 50-50. Then we have Ultramarine. It's pretty light, so I'm going to make it a bit darker. There we go. And then last but not least, we have the turquoise. Huh. Very interesting seeing those two together. But it's pretty. I think it could still be a sea color. And there we are.
If you made it all the way to here, great job. Thank you for watching. I hope it was really helpful, and I hope that you will try your own color swatches and see what you like best for your colors. And you can use any brand. I just use the Schminke just to try. And but you can use Reeves, you can use Winsor & Newton, Daniel Smith. There's tons of watercolor options out there, as well as other paints. I've done this in oil painting, in acrylic, so whatever your medium, go for it. Oh, and another thing, please like and subscribe. It would really help grow my channel, and thank you so much for watching this video.